You can't wait for inspiration. You have to go after it with a club. I would rather be a superb meteor, every atom of me in magnificent glow, than a sleepy and permanent planet. I'd rather sing one wild song and burst my heart with it, than live 1,000 years watching my digestion and being afraid of the wet. The wild still lingered in him, and the wolf in him merely slept. A bone to the dog is not charity. Charity is the bone shared with the dog when you are just as hungry as the dog. Don't loaf and invite inspiration. Light out after it with a club. The proper function of man is to live, not to exist. I shall not waste my days in trying to prolong them. I shall use my time. Life is not always a matter of holding good cards, but sometimes playing a poor hand well. Show me a man with a tattoo, and I'll show you a man with an interesting past. To be able to forget means sanity. Intelligent men are cruel. Stupid men are monstrously cruel. He was a silent fury whom no torment could tame. As one grows weaker, one is less susceptible to suffering. There is less hurt because there is less to hurt. There is an ecstasy that marks the summit of life, and beyond which life cannot rise. And such is the paradox of living. This ecstasy comes when one is most alive, and it comes as a complete forgetfulness that one is alive. Fear urged him to go back, but growth drove him on. It's better to stand by someone's side than by yourself. Love, genuine passionate love, was his for the first time. White Fang knew the law well, to oppress the weak and obey the strong. He was a killer, a thing that preyed, living on the things that lived, unaided, alone, by virtue of his own strength and prowess, surviving triumphantly in a hostile environment where only the strong survive. He was sounding the deeps of his nature, and of the parts of his nature that were deeper than he, going back into the womb of time. And at the instant he knew, he ceased to know. The ghostly winter silence had given way to the great spring murmur of awakening life. A man with a club bat is a lawmaker, a man to be obeyed, but not necessarily conciliated. Limited minds can recognize limitations only in others. This expression of abandon and surrender, of absolute trust, he reserved for the master alone. Life is not a matter of holding good cards, but sometimes playing a poor hand well. He was a man without a past, whose future was the imminent grave, and whose present was a bitter fever of living. Man rarely places a proper valuation upon his womankind, at least not until deprived of them. The function of man is to live, not to exist.